For the Dalton Daily, I wanted to take a look and kind of full circle our show back to the Paul Chryst deal for just a moment, because Paul Chryst gets dismissed, and of course he gets a buyout that we don't fully know the details of. But what we can maybe go off of is one of the reports out there, Ross Dellinger of Sports Illustrated, who does a good job covering some of the different minutia in sports, a lot of the business details and different things. He's got it reported right now at $11 million. Again, Chris McIntosh says the number is significantly lower than what's been reported out there. So who knows if this is 100% accurate, right? But I want to take a look at this buyout for a moment, because there's actually a couple things I want to look at. One, we've seen two coaches in the Big Ten be fired here in the season. During the offseason, Kevin Warren, the commissioner of the Big Ten, at the podium for the Big Ten Media Days said, look, we're the only Power 5 conference who brought all our coaches back and had no changes in the middle of the year. And this goes to show the product of the climate that college football and college athletics is right now. It's win now or go home. And now we see two coaches leave after an offseason where nobody had left. But getting back to the buyout and Ross Dellinger's report, because he has it listed at $11 million for Paul Chryst. If you add that on to Scott Frost, you add it on to Herm Edwards, you add it on to Dorrell from Colorado. You add it on to more and more of these coaches that have already been fired this season. The total buyout number, as again reported by Ross Dellinger, $56.7 million that has gone to fired coaches in college football. And we are week 5 in the college football season this year. Folks, as we talk about money in college athletics and the business that it is, and you see billions of dollars get shifted around college athletics with TV contracts and everything else, when you're talking about some of the waste and some of the greed, some of the different areas where there's excess, look at this. 5 weeks in, $56.7 million have gone to fired coaches. We're not even halfway through the year. There has to be a better way to move forward with this. I don't know exactly how you make the change where the markets are and the precedent's already set, where coaches understand, hey, look, I want this much money guaranteed. If you don't, somebody will offer that to me. But somewhere in the spirit of just trying to not waste as much money and just greed as this, nearly $57 million, and actually put the money to use for the student athletes to give them a better experience. And maybe this money goes to other sports on campus. There are so many different uses you could have than spending nearly $60 million to fired coaches, not even a half through the football season. So I don't know how you make that change again, because you could say, a coach could say to you, if you're not going to guarantee me that money, I'm going somewhere else, because they will. I understand that. But somehow collectively, we have got to do a better job of setting up these contracts where coaches aren't just handed a paycheck on the way out like this, and money from the universities are just wasted. So that's the Dalton Daily. We have got to do better with coaching contracts.